What's up, everybody, and welcome back to StudioBrev. My name is Danny Brevick, but you probably know me as Big Brev, and I'm joined here today with my lovely wife and vocal coach, Professor Jen.
Hello.
And if you're lucky, we might even get an appearance from our cat, Us, or our golden retriever, Wyatt. Today, we are going to be going over our first look at Melody of War, 1,000 Lives by Peter Barber. So I'm actually, spoiler alert, I'm actually one of the cast members in this. I play Agamemnon in this. And this is my first time seeing the artwork. And so without further ado, let's just dive right in.
Lord King, they've taken her. The princes of Troy have stolen Helen.
And what, little brother, do you suggest we do?
There's only one thing we can do. They came as friends with honor shown, but in the night their true hearts known. We ate, we drank, we sang our songs, but in the dark their hands did wrong. They took her back to Troy's foul halls, leaving us to answer blood's harsh calls. It was all a ruse, a cruel disguise. Now the flames of war will burn their eyes.
Trojans lie, I've told you this, but to call for war is to court the abyss. We must consider, for the cost is high. It's the hand of Helen worth 1,000 lives.
Oh, it's complete stuff. All right.
What cool artwork.
I know. It's so cool.
So the artist has like these little dust specks once in a while to kind of like make sure that you capture your attention, and it kind of brings your eye to different places in the artwork. It's really interesting.
So right off the bat, the first thing that I notice when I'm looking at this, so I'm also, by hobby, like I'm an artist, but only as a hobbyist. Like I painted these for our studio, and they took me forever. Each painting probably took me about 60 hours to do. So like I'm into art, not to this level. And like I'm looking at all these fine details, like in the background. There's a whole scene on the wall back there. Like check out look at the whole scene.
Yeah.
That's so cool. And like I don't know if there's a specific story that they're telling with this painting.
It almost looks like Achilles.
Is there no one else?
But anyways, lots of detail here. Like the archways have these little cracks in it, and all these little designs on the walls, and just so cool how they're down to those finer details in the background. Even like this cloak draped down.
Yeah, the knees, how they're drawn out, and like you know, the character looks so masculine and muscular.
It's really, really cool to be seeing this.
Yeah, it is really
and
cool.
So, all right, let's talk a little bit now about the music and the singing. So obviously I'm playing Agamemnon, so I'm the dude right here in this chair.
And then Menelaus, right?
Yep, Menelaus
is
Brian Magnan, who I've actually never like met in person. Like obviously like we collaborated with each other on this. And so let's give them a little context on what Peter was looking for something specific with this. Mm-hmm. And so for me, he wanted like a kingly voice.
History remembers kings.
With a lot of edge to the voice. Like he wanted I think he said an aggressive edge to the voice. And so when I heard the track, there's a lot of like rock influence here. It's very rock style.
Yeah.
And so when I was going about it, I was thinking like, how do I add a little edge to this? Obviously I'm a classically trained singer. I have a classical background, but I also love singing rock and country and all these other genres. So I was kind of giving it like this like rock, and at times you'll even hear I kind of go into almost an operatic flair here and there at times. And then Brian, what was his instruction for Brian? Do you remember what
like little brother energy? And
so now let's go back and let's listen to a little of this, and then we'll kind of work through it as we go.
Lord King, they've taken her. The princes of Troy have stolen Helen.
And what, little brother, do you suggest we do?
So there, we already have a lot of dichotomy in the voice, right? He sounds like my younger brother, right?
Yeah.
He kind of comes in with like this desperation to his voice. And then Peter wanted me to come in with a more authoritative, and what, little brother, do you suggest we do? And he had me take a few takes of that. And I did different inflections for each one. So I'm assuming Brian did too. But yeah, just listen to this different dichotomy in these timbres of voice.
Lord King, they've taken her. The princes of Troy have stolen Helen.
And what, little brother, do you suggest we do?
There's only one thing we can do. They came as friends with honor shown, but in the night their true hearts known. We drank, we sang our songs, but in the dark their hands did wrong. They took her back to Troy's foul halls, leaving us to answer blood's harsh calls. It was all a ruse, a cruel disguise. Now the flames of war will burn their eyes.
I love how Brian has such speech-like qualities to his singing. It's musical theater-esque. It's very storyteller. You almost don't notice that he's singing.
He's very motivated by the character. Definitely tell that Brian really got into the character work on this, not just with the singing, but also like with that spoken bit. And he does such a good job of sounding desperate.
Yeah.
He does such a good job of sounding like he's trying to convince his older brother. Not only, you know what I hear in his voice a little, is not only I'm trying to convince my older brother to go to war with Troy, but he's also, it almost sounds apologetic for not believing in him sooner. You know what I mean? Like there's like, I'm sorry I didn't listen to you sooner, older brother.
Right.
There's a little of that.
This would have never happened. Like instead they invited them. They had like a peace meal together, right?
And just for context of the story, what happened was Menelaus invited the princes of Troy to Sparta so that they could have a feast and they could, they were developing like an alliance, right? And what happened
Paris
was...
and Hector, right?
It's Paris and Hector. Yep. And so Paris is the younger brother. He fell in love with Helen while they were there, and so Helen is Menelaus's wife. So they fell in love while they were supposedly having this truce. In the end, she ends up going back to Troy after they just built this alliance, right? And so they completely double-crossed.
They started this mess.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, in this artwork, like Menelaus looks like a villain, right?
Yeah, kind of. He has the darker eyes.
Well, and there's this like grotesque look about him also, you know, like that. I mean,
I might challenge that.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily get villain vibes. I sense his frustration. I'm looking at him and he looks like someone who is frustrated and was just double crossed. So I'm not necessarily getting the villain, but then again, I'm playing one of these roles. And so for me, when I'm getting into a role, I never want to think of myself as the villain, even if I am. You know what I mean?
That makes sense.
I think of these decisions like as if these are decisions I need to make. And looking at it from an outside perspective, yes, there's lots of, it's a Greek tragedy, so there's really no right or wrong in this. Everything's tragic. But when I'm doing this, I look at my younger brother as, no, man, they ripped you off. Like, I feel for
We
you.
drank, we sang our songs, but in the dark, their hands did wrong. They took her back to Troy's foul halls, leaving us to answer blood's harsh calls. It was all a ruse, a cruel disguise. Now the flames of war will burn their eyes.
Trojans lie, I've told you this, but to call for war is to court the abyss. We must consider, for the cost is high. It's the hand of Helen, worth 1,000 lives.
All right, so I want to talk a little bit about some of these choices that I'm making, because you'll notice that there's more distortion on some words than there is on others. Like when I talk about 1,000 lives, like I want to really dig in deep to the fact that there are 1,000 lives on the line here. And one thing about Agamemnon here, as I was doing this, I was thinking like, okay, so Agamemnon wants to go to war, but he's also playing this other, like, he's almost like being a little cunning here, like pretending like, oh, I'm going for you, little brother. I'll do this for you, right? Like,
but he's wanted this for years.
But he's actually always wanted this. Right. And so it's not quite reverse psychology, because his brother does want to go, but he's playing this game like, oh, well, is it actually worth 1,000 lives, brother? You know what I mean? And so almost like he's going to put it on Menelaus. You know what I mean? Like he's putting it on his younger brother.
If this goes poorly, it's because of you and Helen.
Exactly. It's because of you and Helen, little brother.
We must consider, for the cost is high. It's the hand of Helen, worth 1,000 lives.
Brother, the time has come to fight for the honor lost in the dead of night. Paris now, walls. For Helen, for Greece, for the strength of will, let's claim our vengeance and make the kill.
All right.
I love that vowel modification that Brian made on it's almost Kel.
So on this one here now, when we got this demo, so the way this works is Peter sends us a demo. We get to hear him sing it. And what he asked for in return was for us to sing 2 versions like him, true to the rhythm, true to the exact notes, and true to like the basic color that he was singing in. And then a 3rd track where we just kind of let her rip and do all of our own different things. For me, I actually just sent him a whole slew of takes. Like I didn't just send him 2. I sent him 2 that were like him, but then I sent him a bunch of extra stuff because I didn't know what he wanted to use for embellishments. I wasn't sure if he was going to want all of that stuff. I just wanted to throw a bunch of stuff at him and see what he would like. I'm not exactly sure what Brian sent him. All I know is what I sent him. But it's interesting here because I've heard the demo so many times because I tracked with it. Like I was singing over that track. But with him, it's interesting to hear some of how he took it. You know, how he interpreted what Peter had given him. And so I do want to kind of go through this and then we can stop a little bit along the way.
Brother, the time has come to fight for the honor lost in the dead of night.
I love how he digs into brother.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
I was going to say that.
He lingers on that R just a tad.
And it's like explosive.
Yeah, extra plosive on the B.
Thousand lives.
Brother, the time has come to fight for the honor lost in the dead of night. Paris stole what's rightfully mine.
And rightfully mine. He's adding a little more twang to that instead of rightfully. It's rightfully mine, right? And he's using a lengthening. So there's in singing, there's different lengthening agents we can use of the vocal track. Lengthening agents of the vocal track. And so the ways that we kind of lengthen that vocal track is we can actually tuck our chin down and raise our soft palate.
More classical sound.
Yep. And so I'll turn this way so that camera can see it. So we tilt our head down, we tuck our chin a little bit, and we raise the soft palate
as
this way.
As if we're stacking an extra vertebra in the back of the neck.
Great, yeah. Put a hand on the back of the neck and almost imagine you have an extra vertebrae back here. Lift the soft palate up. And when I do that, the sound now can travel up this way through the top of the head. That's how like Pavarotti, that's how he sang all those like amazing high notes. It's like he's tilting down and going, hey, that way instead. Whereas if I do that this way, so hey versus yeah, has a completely different color. And so this lengthening agent is actually when we tilt back a little bit, we honor the curve of the spine. I like to put a hand back here too and kind of rock so I don't get tight. And we actually now the sound is going this way through the hard palate. And that is another distinction between two of us because I play a little more with the tucked lengthening agent and the lifted soft palate, and he's going more through the hard palate.
And
here.
for singers who want to attempt this, just so you know, when you do honor the curve, putting your hand back here is a great idea because the temptation is going to be to kind of point the nose forward and reach. You really want it to be coming from a place of release.
Yep, we don't want to reach for the note. We want to allow the note. We want to allow the space and have a feeling of release. And so now let's take a look at what this demo kind of looked like so you can get an idea of what Peter was looking for when he did this.
Brother, the time has come to fight for the honor lost in the dead of night. Paris stole what's rightfully mine now.
And right there you hear how he is giving it rightfully mine.
It's rightfully mine now.
It's very bright there.
Right.
So there is a lot, there's a lot of like twang happening there, and Brian stayed true to that while still making it his own.
Paris stole what's rightfully mine. Now we must march for the stars align. The Trojans mocked us and made us small, but we'll rise up and tear down now.
All right, so the scooping
We'll
up.
rise up.
Okay, so in the demo that Peter sent, he does do a little bit of that, so let's take a look at that now.
But we'll rise up and tear down.
See, so for me, it's like rising up, scooping up to
Yeah,
it.
sure.
But we'll rise up. It's kind of a little bit of that. And I think it's really cool that Brian stuck to that. I mean,
Sure.
he clearly liked that choice. And added his own little flavor to it. It's really just, for me, it's really cool because I haven't really heard Brian a lot. Like, this isn't the first time I've heard it, but I've heard Peter do it a lot.
Sure,
and it's cool to kind of hear the differences there.
Yeah, and Brian's voice is so nice and buoyant and just really, really free. So he did a really great job.
It's free, and then there's also a lot of ping to it. And there's a lot of color.
And again, for like a beginner singer trying to sing something like this, like imitating Brian's voice here is going to be really good for you because he finds this really free, easy space, and for you to sort of release your speech-like quality into that space, like.
But we'll rise up and tear down their walls. For Helen, for Greece, for the strength of will, let's claim our vengeance and make the kill.
Again, you touched on this very briefly, but the space he's getting on.
And make the kill.
So he's not going, and make the kill. It's not a tight, he's going, make the kill. And he's actually doing a very straight tone, which is really cool too. It's completely different than what he got though. So this was another artistic choice he got. So listen to this.
And make the kill.
Right?
Peter has an E quality to kill, and Brian chose an open sound for kill.
Peter is doing this lengthening agent, the tall, soft palate.
Good, Peter.
Oh, Peter sounds great. Professional opera singer, right? Whereas Brian,
he couldn't play all the roles, right?
Right, yeah, of course. No, he could play one role. He's playing Achilles.
Achilles!
Right, he's playing the best role, and Achilles is the guy. But so a big difference there. Peter tucking the chin a little bit, raising the soft palate, going through the top of the head. Brian slightly raising the chin, going through the hard palate. I think it's a really, really great decision there.
For years they perched upon their stone, a kingdom proud, a heart of bone. Troy's mighty walls, they mocked the skies, and I desire to march to hear their cries. The blood would flow, the winds would scream, yet with this fight I'd find my dream. For Troy, a shadow in the dawn, must crumble and be forever gone.
So
those are cool color choices, babe. I mean, come on. Like when you start fantasizing about like all the men you're gonna kill, like it just gets this like
I said in the beginning, I'm thinking like, oh, I'm doing this for you, little brother. But then you realize
you're revealing your true self.
I'm revealing my true self here. And I think this black screen, when it goes boosh and it blacks out, that's the change for me is like, boom, now it's from my perspective. And I let it kind of creep out. Like I think when I'm starting this conversation, I didn't want it to be about me. I wanted to make it about my little brother. But the passion was so strong in Agamemnon that he couldn't resist it. Like he needs this. This is for me at this point, right? And as we learn, as we know from Greek mythology, it was always about Agamemnon, right? It was always about him. Like even when they had the option to like fight, Menelaus in Paris could fight for Helen, right? Even that was never going to fly.
Yeah.
There was never going to be the end of the war.
Right.
This is about Agamemnon taking Troy.
For years they perched upon their stone, a kingdom proud, a heart of bone. Troy's mighty walls, they mocked the skies.
And so right there, I'm adding distortion. Really in this, I wasn't doing a whole lot of it, right? But then we get to, they mock the skies. It's like, they're mocking us. You know what I mean? It's kind of digging into that.
And I desire to march to hear their cries. The blood would flow, the winds would scream, yet with this fight I'd find my dream.
Like right there, it's like I'm finally getting this. I'd find my dreams. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, I need this.
Yeah.
Troy, a shadow in the dawn, must crumble and be forever gone.
So that is the false vocal folds coming in. That's to find this, go like and that's how I kind of found this. That's how you kind of find that false fold phonation there. It gives it a distortion. So when you're watching this, if you're trying to find that type of sound, you can just do very, very lightly, just must crumble and be. And I did a bunch of different versions of that where I did some where it wasn't as much, must crumble and be. Like I did some more like breathy.
Yeah.
But I think in the end, Peter, he chose this one, must crumble and be forever gone. Kind of getting that color there.
And for singers who are very new to distortion, just like me, just understand that these tissues are very sensitive. So just like take it slow. Don't force and don't.
Yeah. So essentially the false vocal folds, they remain static when we talk. They're not rattling back there. And the reason that they really do this is to provide some stability for the throat so that the vocal folds can make a nice clean oscillation. When we relax the false vocal folds, they vibrate and they make what's called a mucosal wave pattern. And actually, I'll show you on the high-speed scope where our good friend Bobby does this. And you can see that the false vocal folds are making this mucosal wave pattern. Now, if you look behind the false vocal folds and you look at the true folds, you'll see they're making extra contact. And the reason for that is because usually the false vocal folds stay nice and static. They brace for contact so that the true folds can easily vibrate. I like to think of the false vocal folds as like a weightlifter's belt. When they do a big heavy squat, that belt is there for stability so that their vertebrae isn't taking all of the weight of it. So they can create this thoracic pressure leaning into the belt, and like they get this nice bracing for contact. I like to think of the false folds as kind of being that. So when we relax them and they start moving, those tissues are not used to moving. And so there's going to be a tickle even if you do it with the perfect technique, just because they're not used to moving. Have you ever had a cast on your arm for any extended period of time?
I've never broken a bone.
Well, for anyone out there, because many of you have, what you probably remember, if you ever had a cast above your elbow, when they took it off, moving the arm hurt for the first couple of days because it wasn't used to moving. Even though you weren't doing anything wrong, all you're doing is straightening your arm, you're bending your wrist. It hurts it because it's not used to it. Sure. The false vocal folds, they're not used to moving that way. So when you start doing this, don't just jump into it and start doing it for hours because you will get so tired. And as you saw in that footage, the true vocal folds are making so much contact too, and so you are going to get fatigued. So do it in short bursts. And like I say, just start with a yo, what's up, guys? And maybe don't take it beyond. Yeah, don't even take it beyond that. Just do that every once in a while, just to get those tissues moving. And it's like false folds. There's a little epiglottal in there. There's just tissues back there that move that aren't used to it.
The dawn must crumble and be forever gone. The Trojans lie. You've told me this, and I'll call for war, but not the abyss. You must consider, for the cost is high, that the honor of Greece is worth 1,000 lives.
He makes it about him now. Now it's for you, for the honor of Greece. It's not even about Helen now. He's made it about Greece, which is like now he's taking it off of himself, right? Like we have to do this, not just for me, but for the honor of Greece. It is, and we have to weigh out: is it worth 1,000 lives, brother? Right? Put it on Agamemnon.
Forever gone, the Trojans lie. You've told me this, and I'll call for war, but not the abyss.
I love how the Trojans lie. You've told me this. Almost like oh brother, I should have listened for you, right?
Right.
And I'll call for war, but not the abyss.
Yeah.
It's like BS.
It's the second time they've referred to the abyss, right? So is the abyss the underworld? Is it the chaos that was creation? Like
he's saying I'm going to call for war, but not a catastrophe kind of. Right. It's like, oh please, we're going to send
50,000
men over there. I think it was 1,000 boats, right? 50 per boat. It's like, it's going to be catastrophic no matter. Like, please, brother, you are calling for the abyss.
Yeah.
I love it. They're being snaky about it, right?
Sure.
You must consider, for the cost is high, that the honor of Greece is worth 1,000 lives.
Brother, the time has come to fight for the honor lost in the dead of night. Paris stole what's rightfully yours. Now we must march to begin the wars. The Trojans mocked us and made us small, but we'll rise up and tear down their walls. For Helen, for Greece, for the strength of will, let's claim our vengeance.
And so your rise up was very much like
very different. Yes, yeah. Very different than Brian.
Rise up.
Yep.
We'll rise up and tear down
But we'll rise up. And mine's, but we'll rise up.
But we'll rise up and tear down.
Right? Giving it like a little of that. Yeah. And then, the different lengthening agents on and make the kill versus and make the kill. And then I add a little compression there towards the end just to like dig in a little deeper. Because again, remember Peter was saying, I want a kingly sound with an aggressive edge, right? And so that was kind of my way of trying to give that to him.
The Trojans mocked us and made us small, but we'll rise up and tear down their walls. For Helen, for Greece, for the strength of will, let's claim our vengeance and make the kill.
And another blackout to show another change of thought, a new direction, right? What are we laughing about? What'd I miss?
I'm sorry, Wyatt did the cutest big stretch, guys. It was really cute, and I got really distracted.
Wyatt. So Wyatt doesn't have a lot of room here, and he's kind of a big boy.
Of wires.
He's a golden retriever. And he tries to like lay here, but there's a lot of wires, and he gets, you know how dogs can be. He gets like a little spooked by them. And so right now he's looking at us like, what do you got? Oh, there he is. There's our spatial boy. So this is our boy Wyatt. Sorry, we get distracted by our animals.
Never gets old. Yeah.
Yes, good boy. So so this blackout to me is new direction, new change of thought, right? And that's kind of why that was my way of interpreting it. Obviously, it wasn't a blackout because there was no visuals at the time,
right?
But we can hear it.
Well, it's that same.
Well, let's claim our vengeance and make the kill.
We've talked of war, but now it's real. What's our first step? What's our next deal? The Trojans think they've won this game, but brother, what's the move to stake our
We'll call the banners, every man on the field, 50,000 strong, all with swords to wield. But we need Achilles to turn the tide, with the Myrmidon's fury at his side. Brother, the time has come to fight for the honor lost in the dead of night. Paris stalwarts rightfully mine. Now we must march to the end of the wars. The Trojans mocked us and made us small, but we'll rise up and tear down their walls. For Helen, for Greece, for the strength of will, let's claim our vengeance and make the kill.
All right, I'll pause it there. We'll save the final dialogue.
It's so cool.
Wow, the artwork! Holy moly!
It's really
look at that
cool.
balcony. I love this scene and how the clouds. Watch this. The clouds, how they move. It's really cool.
It is neat.
Love that.
Yeah.
So I know I played quite a bit, but we'll
and
go
I love
back
the quiet intensity there that you're bringing to.
I get goosebumps on this part. I think Peter did a really good job writing.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole song has a really good trajectory.
It has a great arc.
Yeah, it's awesome. But I love when this is my favorite part of the whole song is when it pulls down like this.
We've talked of war, but now it's real. What's our first step? What's our next deal? The Trojans think they've won this game, but brother, what's the move to stake?
So it's so conversational. It really sucks you in. Mm-hmm. It's like you realize when you're listening to this that they're making a decision that is going to change the world.
Sure.
You know what I mean? That this is a decision that's going to go in the history books for literally thousands of years.
And literally alter DNA, like you're wiping out a population of men, right? Like
either theirs or yours, because they don't know if they can win.
Yeah,
I mean, they're going up against walls that have never been breached.
Right.
Our walls have never been breached.
Right.
Plus, they have to cross. Is it the Eugean River? Is that what it is?
I don't know.
Let's look that up. Actually,
do you know?
The Aegean. I got it.
Aegean Sea.
Aegean Sea.
So yeah, they literally had to cross the Aegean Sea.
Aegean Sea.
They have to breach walls that have never been broken, and they have to trust that their 50,000 men won't die while doing it. But if they succeed, they're going to wipe out a massive civilization. So they have decided right here in this moment that we're going to follow through with this, and we're actually going to do this. And I think Peter does an amazing job of building that suspense and giving us this moment to let that sink in.
We've talked of war, but now it's real. What's our first step? What's our next deal? The Trojans think they've won this game, but brother, what's the move to stake our
We'll call the banners, every man on the field, 50,000 strong, all with swords to wield. But we need Achilles to turn the tide, with the Myrmidon's fury at his side.
Oh, I do. I get goosebumps of it when
it's so quietly intense, which I think is scarier. Like quiet intensity is far scarier than like loudness.
So what Peter gave us was it was intense, but a quiet intense. And so for me, like to try and tap into that the best I could, I kind of gave it a more relaxed, more breathy quality. And so when we're singing, the vocal folds, they make contact like this when they oscillate, and you get this sound. But if you relax them a little bit and you let a little air kind of escape, you get so now a little air is escaping, and then you can double that with some false fold distortion, like we called the banner, every man on the field. Like, you know how now you're getting like this really intense sound, and you're not even being loud when you do it, right?
On the field, 50,000 strong, all with swords to wield. But we need Achilles to...
And it builds, right? But we need Achilles to turn the tide. More closure as I go up. You'll hear a little more closure.
Turn the tide with the Myrmidon's fury at his side.
Right there. Instead of fury at his side... fury at his side. So you're getting a little more of that like full closure, a little more volume just to build it up just a tad. And look at the artwork here. So they got the fireplace in the back. Is this the same scene or is it the same scene?
It's a continuation of it.
It is.
Like
it is
to the
same.
right is that like
because we didn't have all this before.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so my chair was over here. That's right.
Well, and you're moving towards the light as you make like a really dark decision. Like it's I
like that.
There's no saving grace about the decision that you
Great
guys are
way to.
making.
I didn't even see that. I like that.
That's
that is cool.
dichotomy.
Yeah, there's some dichotomy. We love dichotomy. Yeah, and so I did want to give a little behind the scenes footage of this because Peter did have us film behind the scenes. And so the way I rigged this, that we're in my studio here, just a new perspective, we're on the other side of the room, is I actually streamed this through from Logic through GarageBand, so that GarageBand could pick up the metronome. Because you'll hear the backing track and you hear the metronome. You're not just going to hear my raw takes.
Oh, sure.
And then I synced it up with the video.
Cool.
Isn't that cool?
For years they perched upon their stone, a kingdom proud, a heart of bone. Troy's mighty walls, they mock the skies, and I desire to march to hear their cries. The blood would flow, the winds would scream, yet with this fight I'd find my dream. For Troy, a shadow in the dawn must crumble and be forever gone.
And so that wasn't the take he picked, actually. It's a different take.
Yeah. Look at those muscles.
Yeah,
My guy's looking good.
And why do we have those muscles, Jen?
He's working real hard at the gym.
Throw away your notepad and your Excel sheets. The RP Hypertrophy app has all of your workouts displayed in one place, with guided videos on exercise techniques and a program that evolves to better suit your needs the longer you use the app. All you have to do is follow the plan right on your phone and get the gains. Click on the link in the description of this video to get started.
The Trojans mocked us and made us small, but we'll rise up and tear down their walls. For Helen, for Greece, for the strength of will, let's claim our vengeance and make the kill.
Yeah, so those choices that I was making, though, if you listen now, this is what Peter kind of sent us for that end to make the kill. Right? So
it's very cool.
oh, it's great.
But
I was just thinking, I was like, oh man, I want to add a little, and make the kill. And I was just like, give it that. Bah, give it that. Bah, give it that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's actually not a false fold distortion. That is what they call a fry scream. It's not a fry scream because I'm not screaming, but I'm adding a lot of compression to the vocal folds so that when you add that extra compression, those vocal folds, they're not making this really nice clean oscillation. Now there's so much pressure going up at it that they're kind of vibrating a little more, and you get that kind of compression for it. Be mindful when you're practicing that, because that again is something that can tire you out if you do too much of it. I like to think of it as a bank account. I never want to overdraft my bank account. I always want to make sure we got enough in there to pay the bills. And so when it comes to singing, I think of it the same way. I always want to make sure that I can do something fun with it here and there, just like with my bank account. But I don't want to go
fees.
I don't want to go too far with that I lose my voice, or that in this case the analogy would be that I overdraft my bank account. And so just be mindful if you're doing a lot of that.
Swords to wield, but we need Achilles to turn the tide, with the Myrmidon's fury at his side.
Brother, the time has come to fight for the honor lost in the dead of night. Paris stalwarts rightfully mine. Now we must march to the end of the wars. The Trojans mocked us and made us small, but we'll rise up and tear down their walls. For Helen, for Greece, for the strength of will, let's claim our vengeance and make the kill. To Troy.
To Troy.
Yes.
I love the duet because y'all are moving as this powerhouse unit. And then at the end, the choice that you make is a kill. Because it's all about you there.
It's actually all about Agamemnon.
I'll carve Agamemnon in the stone.
In his mind.
And it's just such an interesting choice because otherwise, though,
Agamemnon
it's moving,
completely takes this over. I mean, that's what he does. He's the driving factor.
But up until that point, you guys are moving so perfectly. It's really.
There's us.
It's so cool to listen to. It sounds like one voice.
Cool thing about that part actually is when Peter was mixing this, he actually used all of the takes there and he layered them in. I don't actually, I shouldn't say he used all of them, but I know he used several of them. And so it has a fuller sound if you listen to it. Listen, you can he mixed it very well, so you're not getting like a whole band of pirates type sound, but it's definitely a thicker sound.
Paris stalwarts rightfully mine. Now we must march to the end of the wars. The Trojans mocked us and made us small, but we'll rise up and tear down their walls. For Helen, for Greece, for the strength of will, let's claim our vengeance and make the kill. To Troy.
To Troy.
What a great job, Peter.
I'm so excited to see what else is to come. Like, this is only the beginning of the story, and it's already...
This is a huge undertaking that Peter's doing.
It is, truly.
A full-length animated musical is no small task. And he wrote all the songs, and then
auditioned a bunch of people.
I mean, he heard thousands of auditions.
Yeah.
I think he heard over 2,000 auditions for this. Whew. And so let's look at the credits really quick because we haven't done that yet. Written by Peter Barber, Agamemnon, Menelaus, Brian Magnan. We already said that. Produced and edited by Peter Barber. Mixed and mastered by J.P. Warner. Musicians Tom McCluskey, Jess Townsend, Milos Delic, and George Washburn. Oh, actually, no George. I met George down in Nashville.
Nice.
Visual producer Meadow Angel. Amazing job, Meadow. Illustrations and animatics by Fissart. Amazing job with all of the artwork. Video editing by NS2 Studios. So
NS2D.
NS2D Studios. Sorry. Definitely join the Melody of War Discord server. A little plug there for Peter. Great job, Peter. This is absolutely phenomenal, and I'm really excited and proud to be a part of it. This is really cool.
Can't wait to see what's next.
For all y'all out there that would like to get better at singing for yourselves, we have a couple options here that we could we can kind of steer you in the direction of. So Jen and I actually run StudioBrev. We have StudioBrev Lite, and we have a Premiere program. Now, in the Premiere program, you get to work with us multiple times per week, every single week for an entire year. In StudioBrev Lite, you still have access to all of our technique, all of our modules on our 4 pillars of singing, and we do monthly lives where you get to check in with us on those lives. But then Peter Barber and I also started Bass Singer Academy, where you get to learn about all things bass. And so if you are trying to become a bass singer yourself, or you just want to do cool stuff, like cool vocal stuff like this, definitely check out Bass Singer Academy. And Peter and I do monthly lives on that as well. We also have a lot of guests. Last month we had Tim Faust. He's actually in this. Tim Faust is actually a character in this. And then next month we have Jeff Castellucci from Voice Play. We've had Marwan on. We've had the Bass Gang on. We've had Bass 2 Yang. We've had a lot of guests on there that are worth mentioning. Too many to mention. And so definitely check out Bass Singer Academy. The best way that you can support the channel really is to like and subscribe and leave lots of comments. So definitely put your comments down there, put your requests down there. If you want to go that next level, I also have an Amazon wish list, and most of the stuff on the Amazon wish list is actually stuff we can use right here in the studio, so they support the channel. But we also have a Patreon as well as my Venmo, and all proceeds to that also go right back into the channel. But really the best way for y'all to support this channel would be to like, subscribe, and leave lots of comments. We really appreciate y'all being here. And again, congratulations, Peter. I'm so proud of you, man. This is incredible.
Way to go.
All right, y'all. Peace.